Hey YouTube, what's up? Scarecrow here. I'm gonna do a deck profile today on my standard Angel Feathers. Yeah, so um, this deck is really good. Standard is definitely kind of power creepy. Not all clans have been created equal, that's for sure. So this deck is really, really good. To be honest, I was almost going to play this deck this past weekend at the ARG. And I got there, I was getting ready to do my deck list. And I'm looking at my Neonectar, I'm looking at my Angels, and I'm like, what the heck? One of my Metatrons is missing. It somehow got left at home. It got picked up with some other blue sleeves. I got home and found it. But yeah, I was like, well, I'm playing Neonectar, I guess. Which I guess worked. I got second. But maybe I could have gotten first had I played this. There was a lot of Neonectar, like there was 5 Neonectar in top 8. This deck is really good against that deck, so. But that all said, let's get to the deck. So, like any other deck, we have our starting Vanguard. Then we got 4 8 crit, standard, 4 draw PGs, 4 heals. Not a lot to say on that, other than like I've contemplated running 5 or 6 draws before. I kind of like the theory of using extra draws to help get you to your Metatron stack, but I haven't really like put too much like playtesting into that build yet, so I can't tell you if it's good or not. For my grade 1s, we got our 4 Pegasus. This thing is pretty dang cool. For a Counterblast 1, which is like practically free, he gets plus 10k. So he's an 18k booster. You just gotta Counterblast, which you're gonna flip face up later. And a card had to go to your damage that zone that turn. But really good card, obviously, an 18k boost. Then 4 of our Underlay Celestial, the best grade 1. She lets you Counterblast, which I said is like free, and swap a card in your hand with a card in your damage zone, so you can trade a Protect for a card you want, like a Metatron, and then that, because that Protect got put into the damage zone, it evaporates, so you essentially heal. So this card is like, the downside of this card is you gotta play it from hand. If it could be used from damage zone, it would be super duper broken. So many cards in this deck, if they worked placed from damage zone, would be even more busted. But this card is like, for practically no cost, trade a Protect to heal and add a card from your damage zone to your hand. Like, that's crazy good. This card should be like hollow. And then our last grade 1 is the lesser of the grade 1s. When she's played, you can discard 1, then take a card from your damage zone, put her in your hand, and put the top card of your deck face down. She's okay. You gotta play her from hand again, and her effect's not nearly as broken because you like can't heal like you can with her. But she's still pretty okay. She's not a bad effect. But amongst our options, definitely worth playing. For grade 2s, got 3 Wild Shot. This card is good, but not like crazy good. I've even contemplated just cutting her down to 2 before, but she can be cool. There are some cards in this deck, like your Hospital, that your opponent wants to kill a lot, and you can use her to bring them back, or against, I guess, control decks like Kagero or Shadows. You can just use her to help rebuild the field. Then I'm playing 3 Million Ray Pegasus. He's a 14k attacker and a 10k shield. That's pretty good. Mostly I like him for the fact that he's a 14k beater, but pretty good card. And then last is the best grade 2 in the deck for our Matey. I don't know this guy's name. When you ride him, which is good, that's why he's the best grade 2 in the deck in my opinion, because he's on ride or call, you get to Soul Blast 1. Not very many cards in this deck Soul Blast, so it's not really a problem. And you call a card from the damage to rear. So early game, he usually just gets you like a pretty good like card. Since a lot of the cards in this deck, the ones and twos, only work when placed from hand, often he's giving you a vanilla. But like there are times when you're like, ooh, how about I get this here Million Ray Pegasus, or get the Thousand Ray Pegasus, and you're like, cards that do things. Late game when you can like actually have like grade threes to pick from and stuff. Your grade threes are some of your bigger powerhouses of this deck to be on rear guard, so you can use them to get those too. For the grade threes, we got our for Zerakiel. This card is like not bad, but it's very underwhelming. I don't know why it's the V rare, but you can ride it from the damage zone if both of you are at 3, which sucks if you wanted to ride her, like you didn't have a grade 3, but you damaged her, and you went first, and you're like, uh-oh, can't ride yet. But and she doesn't do a whole lot as a Vanguard in general. What is cool about her, the best feature of her, I think, other than you can ride her in the damage zone, is that if a card went into your damage zone this turn, whether she's Vanguard or rear guard, she's going to give your front row +3. So on rear guard, she's just giving the front row +3. That's pretty good. Like there have been some times where you could get like 2 of her on your rear guard, and your front row is getting +6. I've put her in the back row before, and just put like other cards up front and boosted her. I've even like had really awkward situations before where I had 2 of her in the back row, so the front row was getting +6. So basically, they're acting as the boosters without actually boosting. But she is pretty cool as a rear guard, and she can save your ass if you need to by riding from the damage zone. I guess against like Zanbaku can be helpful. But she doesn't do a whole lot on Vanguard. Then we have our real boss card of the deck, Metatron. This card is stupidly good. You get a free rear guard when you ride her. You counterblast 2, and as I've said, that's like almost nothing in this deck. She gets you a rear guard, and then you don't replace the damage. You basically just healed, and she gets big. And her second skill, which even makes her even more dumb, you get to put a card from your damage zone on the bottom of your deck and damage yourself. So like you get to put like triggers back in your deck and build a stack on the bottom, and then you get to do a damage check like there. She practically has triple drive. She's a really good card. I don't know why she wasn't the V rare. She really deserves to be. She's really good. I would say if you somehow don't actually get to see Metatron, you're probably going to lose. This is one of those cards that you have to see it to win the game. It's like the equivalent of Waterfall. If you're not seeing it, you're probably losing, and you want to see it multiple times, as much as you possibly can. So, really, really good card. Like, stupidly good. And for the last card of the deck, playing 3 Hospital. This card is really good. Soul Blast 2 grade 3s, like that's the only cost. And then he gets +20 in a crit, and Sentinels can't guard him. That's really good. You put him down, throw like a 1,000 ray behind him. You're like swing for 50. Is it 18 + 12, 30 + 20? Yeah, 50. 50 crit, no PGs. That's pretty good. If you have a Zerakiel on rear guard, that's another 3k. Now you're swinging 53 at a Force Clan Vanguard. It's really good. And he doesn't use any card advantage to use a skill where he has to discard anything. He's just Soul Blast 2. Obviously, he's comparable to like Deer. Deer buffs like the whole field. This guy doesn't do that. But he's really good. And that's why we're running him at 3. Other than the fact he's a grade 3 you can ride to help fuel your soul and get 3 cards built up. Your opponent will try and kill him a lot, and having 3 just gives you more options to get him. So, yeah, that is it for this deck profile. This deck is really, really good. Really good. Expect to see it a lot in the English meta now that it's out. Thanks for watching.